Years ago, I came up with a term I call Perma-five, and it's a scourge of every business owner I know. I hear this term, and when you hear this term, you should know that somebody is stuck. You may have even said this yourself. For example, I'll ask a 50-year-old business owner when they plan on retiring. If they tell me 5 years, I know one thing is true. The owner is stuck. They know that something's missing. Probably he or she hasn't saved enough money for retirement, or the business is probably worth a whole lot less than they really think. And at the same time, they're not sure what they should do to solve the problem. They just know they want to retire. They don't have any idea how that's going to happen, so they think they can do it over the next 5 years. They'll then say, well, the solution is 5 years out. It's a long enough time period where whatever needs to happen will magically appear and they'll be let out of the dilemma. The problem with this is when I go back 2 years later and ask you the same question, it's still 5 years out. And if I come back 3 years after that, yep, you got it. It's still 5 years out. And that's why I came up with the term Perma-five. Hi, I'm Josh Patrick, and I'm the founder of The Sustainable Business. Today, we're going to talk about just what Perma-five is and how you can avoid it. So if you tell yourself anything is 5 years away, I want you to just take a really good look in the mirror. If you ever say something is 5 years away, you know it's time to have a serious conversation with yourself. You must ask yourself if it's really 5 years and you have a plan, or you just have a vague idea about what you really want. Now, if you have a vague idea, here's what I recommend you do. You start working with what's called OKRs. And OKR stands for objectives and key results. For example, let's say an objective might be, I want to retire in 5 years. Okay, what are the key results that has to happen along the way? Now, if you're in Perma-five, which if I hear 5 years, I expect you are, you're going to find that 5 years might have to be 7 years, 10 years, or even 15 years, because the key results that you need to get to retirement are going to take longer than 5 years. It might be less than 5 years, but the chances is it's probably going to be more than 5 years. So when you know you're in Perma-five, you need to get yourself some help. You know, it's hard to admit that you're stuck. You'll need to first say, I don't know, and for many business owners, that's a hard thing to say. Next, you need to admit you need some help. Sometimes that help is inside your company, but more often than not, it means you'll need someone from the outside who understands the issues and has been there before. You know, hiring a consultant or a coach is not a bad thing. In fact, for lots of us, it's the only way we get unstuck and start moving again. You just need to have a system for hiring outsiders to help you with issues you might be facing in your company. You know, accomplishing almost any outcome is going to require a team. So in the stage 2 decision process, the third step is knowing who is going to help you with a project or issue you're working on. When you're clear on what you want to do and why it's important, and then and only then you need to start assembling your team. Now, usually this team will have people in your company and those outside who can help guide you. Having a system for putting this team together is important. You might even want to hire someone who can help you do this. You know, the truth is no one likes change, but Perma-five screams, that's what you need to do. Change is hard. It's uncomfortable and you have to learn new skills or move yourself and or your company in a new direction. So let's use having not enough money for retirement as an example. You'll need to have someone who can help you accurately reflect where you are on the road to financial independence. You'll probably have to realize your company is worth much less than you thought. There's a good chance you'll have to develop a different strategy that will allow you to retire on your terms. You might even decide that retirement is overrated and you'll want to go in a different direction altogether. So these are just a few questions that could be answered by having someone work with you to show you what the issue is and help you think through the possible answers. This is one of the best uses of a coach and one I highly recommend you consider. So here's the good news. We have a system that helps you in making wise decisions. I've been helping people move out of Perma-five for over 40 years. So here are some things you can do today that will help you. First, start with understanding the stage 2 decision process. This will help you keep from being in Perma-five In the first place, you'll understand what you want to do. You'll get really clear about why it's important. You'll go back and re-examine what you want to do. You'll figure out who needs to be on the team, and then you get around to figure out how you're going to get there. It helps you stay from being in Perma-five where you think something's 5 years away and you really don't know what or why. Number two, use the stage 2 process to clearly help you define what you want from an objective. I highly recommend setting up an objective and key result here. Using OKRs is really a good thing to do once you get clear on what you want and who you want on your team. And three, start working with those who can help you identify where you're stuck and how to get past where you are. This could be a variety of things, such as not being efficient enough, not getting enough customers, or not being able to retire. In a private business, there are at least 20 areas we see Perma-five exist and appear. So I want you to stop being stuck. I don't want you to be stuck in Perma-five year loop that's known as Perma-five. It's a terrible place to be. If instead you have a strategy for staying away from Perma-five, your life will get better and you'll start to love your business again. So I would love to have a conversation with you about how to stay away from Perma-five. So feel free contacting me at jpatrick@stage2planning.com. Let's set up a time for us to talk. In the meantime, if you're not ready to talk, download a free infographic on our Stage 2 decision process. It's a simple 5-step process that will help you make wise decisions and what you want to do, and most importantly, it will help you stay away from Perma-five. And while you're at it, scroll down and let me know what you think about how you want to stay away from Perma-five in your company. Hey, this is Josh Patrick. You're at The Sustainable Business. Thanks a lot for stopping by. I hope to see you back here really soon.